As I drove by the transfer station, a thought came to me. Imagine if we really had a place in our school where we can go and say to the attendee, hey, I'd like to see my transfer to where I want to be, somewhere I'm more aligned to. Yet every time you go and pay the money for the transfer of your life, they say the same thing to every human, every single time. Ma'am, sir, human, thank you for paying this money, but you are exactly where you are supposed to be in life. I understand you want to be and see somewhere new. Unfortunately, we aren't like Aladdin. This is not where you will find that genie to make you a prince or a princess or anything else, not currently. But I do have good news for you. The fact that you want to see it now means you have to do the work that is cut out for you. And that's if you believe. But if you can see it in your head, then it's possible to manifest that alignment for you. So try a different mentality. But you just wanted worth while not building worthy. You can say that you want, but you have to believe and truly open to receive. No magic pill here to change you. Now you're just sitting at the counter, jaw on the floor. You can't believe what you just heard. You thought you were going to get more from this human. You sit there thinking, what did they just say to me? Feels like a bumper sticker that you would see while you waited at a red light or in traffic on I-90. You just paid money for someone else to tell you that you are exactly where you are supposed to be on our school. You think and you look at them and say, how can this be? Well, remember that contract you signed when you walked in here freely? Yeah, the attendee points to that small print on the bottom like Willy Wonka did to Charlie. No fizzy lifting drinks to lift you on a higher alignment. Sorry. Remember Charlie? How he felt in that scene? A little scared at first, then excited, then again scary, since he wasn't prepared and didn't think before he sipped that concoction. Next thing you see, he's flying too high, nothing to hold on to, just screaming, ah, help me! But you can't burp your way out of this one and land on your feet, even if you wanted to. That's the secret to this place, is you sign that contract at the transfer station for when you leave, that you will not share this secret with anybody, only you. Like the Platters from 1955 sing, only you can make the world seem right. Only you can make your darkness light. But the person behind the counter just smiles and looks at you and says, well, I understand this isn't what you wanted, but it's a good start for you. And they look at you lovingly. And you have to put in the work of your life if you want to move forward to see the future timelines and what direction for you. You can't just skip those steps for growth as a human. Because imagine somebody who has been struggling in their life for so long and they pay this money. It was the little they had saved up in their pocket, hoping to leave and thrive. But they had been in survival mode for so long. So what good would it be if they were just transferred or transported to something new instead of putting the work internally for their energy? What would become of your life? Who do you think you would be? You think you'd just teleport and not feel the shakes and the cold sweats since you're coming off something? Your troubles, because they follow you. You only asked for this transfer of your meat suit. Now you are this old version inside. In this new place that you want to be, not truly aligned on Earth School, since you didn't do the healing journey. Without doing the work within, you kept the same feelings. You thought that jumping that timeline would be exactly what you could do to build strength, to feel better in your life, but you forgot. You have all these burdens, thoughts, feelings, emotions, and traumas that you stored and they carried in your body. It's similar to the person who might say, God, if I just lose the weight, I'd feel so good about me. No, now you're relying on your weight to make you a human that feels good, but all you did was lose the weight on your meat suit without putting in the actual work, just the LBs. Maybe some physical strength. Yeah, you worked out your body, but not your mind. You didn't do anything to clear or conquer the hurt and pain and memories stored inside. You just said, yes, Billy Blanks, because he sold you his method when you saw that infomercial, probably at 2 a.m. too. You saw his abs and thought, I want to look like that physically. But Billy didn't mention to you that you have to put in the internal work for you to see those abs and change your mentality. You may probably find most people want to be aligned with something more, something better in life. But as long as you can see it, you can be your own genie. The body is your lamp for you. And you can ask your higher power for help. Make it possible. The life, ideas, thoughts that you have for you. The brain can be an interesting journey, which made me realize that I've allowed myself and what my brain has done when I thought I was healthy. I've tried to jump timelines, leave places and people who were not right for me. Maybe I got a healthier meat suit and built strength in the body, but not in the mind. The brain had to keep up. No going to the transfer station, just acting as if, like Ben Affleck's speech in Boiler Room while you were just boiling inside of confusion daily, since the merry-go-round mindset wasn't as prepared as you wanted it to be. You have to be accepting of the hard days, the days that feel rough, where maybe you actually don't feel 100% or enough. You might actually feel like shit, and that's more than okay to accept in society, because there is so much societal pressure to always feel positive in the mind and feed yourself worthy. Start your day with a positive mantra. That doesn't work every time or for everybody. Sometimes you can't take this top-down approach, and I mean, you tell your brain that you think you're okay when your body carries a different feeling. Not every day is a day to wake up and look in the mirror and be able to say the best thing that you want to build your integrity. Ultimately, it might make you feel irritable because you don't want to hear it since you don't feel so good. Instead, it's far more vulnerable to say, hey, you know what? I kind of feel like shit today. And that's okay. But don't stay sulking in that shit sandwich, just accepting that today's not a day to walk around just smiling. Have that acceptance. It feeds your ego more honestly, speaking your truth. Don't just say, I'm going to wake up and be awesome. I don't fucking feel awesome inside, dude. There's not two levels of thinking to feel. Don't you see? It's a world that should run on sadness or happy. That's not how it works. There's more than just two levels of happiness. Ultimate happiness being 100 on a scale of 1 to 99. And that's not reality. Put on armor and say, everything is all right when you don't feel all right, but just keep pushing through. You being this honest completes the journey. It's not wrong to act as if accordingly, but it won't happen in days or weeks. That transition that you want to see mentally takes time, hard work, healing, and honesty. It's staying humble while you feel accepting of humility, that we don't know what we don't know, which is why we also have the power to learn, to transfer, and to grow. It's not going to domino this self-sabotaging behavior either, since you don't feel good inside, so you order an entire pizza, down a case of beer, tell yourself you deserve it since you don't feel well inside. You have to do the opposite inside to thrive. I say, I don't feel great, but I'll still start my day with a glass of water for me. Maybe some nutritious food, walk out the door and be proud. I at least didn't stay in bed all day and sleep. Physically, the changes in your meat suit are easier to see because you can see them with your own eyes. But if that's the only focus, your calibration that you pay mind, you will see that those lbs can actually return back to your body pretty quickly. The mind takes more time to transition and transfer, but can with time. Like the muscles in the body, there's neuroplasticity in the mind, where the cells realigned in the mindset creates a new mental map. It's the way that you see the brain can assist you in your responses to the environment and experiences. No quick fixes like a genie for you. You have the transfer station because the station is in you, and you've had it the whole time. You have to make it through the bullshit of your mind. No just jumping a timeline and expecting something new. Because I know the feeling. I did jump timelines in a sense of leaving people behind and prayed for something new. While I stayed in codependent relationships that were unhealthy for any human being. That doesn't mean that I'm now able to form healthy relationships or bonds with myself or other people. What I found is what I did was self-sabotaging speeches from the mean comments that were once said to me. Because I left and then I only reflected on what I knew, the human that previously was attached to me, and not this new version of me that I have the ability to be on Earth School. It's the words and the stories that were fed to my merry-go-round mindset. I never talked shit. It's not cool. I jumped on the Wantrum bandwagon and acted how others did, and they treated me poorly, not the person I know and my story. I had to ask myself who it is that I want to be. where do I want to be, and know I'm not going to feel the greatest every day to achieve it. Especially since most of us in life have experienced the hardest of times, which is why we have to accept who and where we came from in life. The kind of transfer station that you want to see. Hey, here's your toolbox and all the tools you need in your life for you to help you change your timeline so you will be the person you want to be on Earth School. In your life, be your own 5 agreements. Don't speak like shit internally. Don't take anything personally. Don't assume what you hear said is true. Always question and ask for logic and reasoning. It doesn't matter from who. Always do your best. And I don't mean give it 100 every day. Maybe today you actually just feel like a 30. You woke up, you got dressed, ate, and left the house. Give yourself some credit for yourself. Learn to listen and don't always need to speak. Only to yourself, to ask yourself if this feels valid, what people are saying to you. Similar to assumptions, do not simply just believe. If you always believe what others say is true, it will begin to question yourself more instead of questioning who others are. They are not you. Think of your core values and check in with yourself regularly. It's so much work. Healing is so hard to do mentally. But doing the same old, just as hard. So choose how you'd rather live your life instead of simply agreeing with other humans. Actually, healing feels harder since you are more aware of your mindset, not just sleeping through unaware. Can't just look at somebody who's doing worse than you and think, you know what? I'm in a better position because you're not doing what they're doing to their mind or body. We can be one fucked up society just finding other humans who have it worse or similar habits or even the same availability. While we think, yeah, that's my buddy. Is it really? Because if you stopped to think and not just do, would the trajectory of the relationship continue? To hang out with them every day, the friendship? Because I think of bad habits that people carry. Gambling, drugs, parties. But if you stopped doing it, would they stop calling you? Or would you still speak? Our conveniences can become situational relationships conveniently with time. You're right there and I'm with you. So then you're telling yourself, it's amazing. Is it really amazing? Did they even take the time to get to know you before you let them conveniently into your life to hang out and maybe even hold you? Having a small group is more than all right. You don't get strength in numbers all the time. It's just having a good core group that's around you to see that you are aligned with your friends and your friends that can feel like family and stick around regardless of what you're going through. Transfers in life. I want to transfer for me. I want to teleport exactly to where I want to be for mine, but it's going to happen at the most divine time. It's true. And every time something does end up happening, I'm like, okay, this makes a lot of sense. I see it now. Hindsight is humbling, healing, and sometimes gives a sense of humility, which at the end of the day may connect you as to why these steps all had to happen in between, and vulnerability for you to reach the goals that who you are and where you're meant to be. It's the work of the transfer station, the actual work, not the quick fix, easy release, no emergency red button to transfer you to where you want to be. No tantrums or mantrams to keep anybody away. It's the speak humbly, do what you can, be who you want unauthentically, and not just act as if to exude. Because it is easy to act as if someone in life, but it's not easy to fall back on your bad habits that you have many times, especially if it's old coping mechanisms, that things that you used to do, people you used to be internally. Can't give others advice while you don't accept your own speech. I've been thinking about that for me when I used to sell adults novelties. How I would tell people all the time that what they do in their sexual relationships, they should go home and try it solely on their own time. Their responses were usually, you are right. I should probably try that on me one night. It's research and development of the body. It's science. Too many times we are together with someone sexually and too afraid to communicate our likes. But if you only got together with them to fulfill a need, then that's more of a convenience, not a connection between you two. For the ladies, I would tell them all the time, go home and try touching your pussy on every side of it too. So that way, the next person that has sex with you, you can tell what you like done to your body. Yet there I was giving this advice, thinking to me, I haven't even tried this yet with myself. I should probably do my R&D on myself. Next thing you know, I start to realize, hey, I too can feel different things in my body. Oh my God, the left side feels better than the right. So the next time I'm intimate with another human, I can tell them what I like that gets me off for me. Builds confidence while you transition your mind and your body so you can communicate all areas, needs, and likes. It's just nice to feel that as a human, to be able to converse with myself and study my damn self in life. Connections you make with yourself perpetuate connections with other people too. If building a good, healthy relationship is what you want to transfer to see, well, you have the means and the rights, because having those conversations in the bedroom is a great start to understand if each of you is in agreement. Because too many times we may enter relationships and not feel sexually aligned or too afraid to have those conversations on the side. You think it's no big deal. Eventually, if you are not honest with yourself and not building sexual connections that you want to see, that one of you will deny it, well, that will end up in heartbreak or someone cheating. There's so many little factors to consider when you enter a relationship with somebody over time, but you are two bodies who should speak to yourself about what you truly want, truthfully, because these are just more than topics of marriage, kids, spirituality that can be considered, different aspects that can feel uncomfortable. I understand, but there's more than just the fluff conversations in life. It's the hard topics that will be brought up later down the line, like bills and money. So think of those conversations that will come up later if you do stay together for the long time. Know that you shouldn't miss out on the easier combos that should be discussed at the beginning of the relationship to understand each other's sexual healing and to understand you. What if one of you is like a little freak and the other one is not, but you didn't have that conversation at the beginning because you thought it was scary? It's fine. No one should yuck anyone's yum about what they want to do in privacy in the bedroom. But don't deny yourself or do someone out of convenience because you are with the wrong human. And no, there's not necessarily, this is like a first date conversation. It's one of those build with trust since you listen to your own agreements. So when I transfer to a timeline that is meant for me, I will know what it is I want in life for myself, what I want to see. I can really look at my list of everything I've done and check everything completed. I can feel deserving about where I am meant to be. I made it by doing everything, being honest with my needs. No staples, that was easy button. Life isn't easy or a breeze. It's one of the hardest assignments, not the ones you had in school. Life itself is an assignment to fulfill your wants and needs, to live authentic and transfer you to your highest alignment, physically and mentally. It's hard work to complete and claim your energy. And if you do this, I'm going to tell you, I'm proud of you for sticking it out with me. I love you. Thank you.